Okay. The Invictor tactical warsuit thingy that is not a Centurion. It is slightly bigger, but not a Dreadnought because it's slightly emptier. And it's the emotional support Dreadnought. Anyway. Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about possibly the silliest model GW has released with their new line. The Invictor Tactical Warsuit, I think it's called. Invictor Tactical Warsuit. This thing is silly. I actually kind of love it. Like, it has grown on me. So, I want to talk about this thing. I want to do my reaction to its weaponry and what chapter I think it would be best with. It's White Scars. I'm not going to lie about that. It is White Scars. But we're going to try to pretend that it isn't White Scars, but it's totally White Scars. Okay? Anyway, Space Marines, in victory will be yours. Terrible pun. Anyway, picture this. You're an 8-foot-tall, genetically engineered transhuman killing machine clad in inches thick armor that augmented your already formidable physical strength. What could possibly be cooler than that? I don't know, maybe a female lead that doesn't have the ability to die constantly. You know, maybe strong female protagonists in the settings. But I digress. We're here talking about Space Marines, and they're all dudes, and I'm fully aware that they are all dudes, and I'm okay with them all being dudes. What I'm saying is I wish Celestine would win instead of just, dying all the time. But I digress. Well, the answer is clearly wearing a Dreadnought. Actually, I would say more wearing a Leviathan, maybe a Daemons. Like, if you could take Bjorn the Fell-Handed and put him into a Leviathan Dreadnought, I think that would be a lot cooler than the regular Dreadnought, because I don't see the regular Dreadnought as that cool anymore. Maybe if you put the legs of this Dreadnought on it, it looks a bit cooler and more bulky. I feel like the old Dreadnoughts are a little bit smaller, so maybe we should size those up, GW. That'd be cool. Release a new kit for maybe the Blood Angels Librarian Dreadnought, the Chaplain Dreadnought. Maybe even give us a Tech Marine Dreadnought. That would be really cool, where he has like multiple servo arms and everything, and he has like dual conversion beamers on top of him. That would be cool. And he was the size of the Redemptor Dreadnought, or the Leviathan, or the Daemons, and not the little tiny Dreadnought of yesteryear. Welcome to the fun, action-packed world of Invictor Tactical Warsuit Pilot, the emotional support Dreadnought. For when you are crippled in body, you get a Dreadnought, but when you are crippled in mind and you just can't go on and you need some assistance, we have the Invictor emotional support Dreadnought. It still looks like a stroller. So, we've established that the Invictor Tactical Warsuit is made of pure wind. Okay. But what will it do for your army? Well, it depends. My army usually sits in the back and fires. That's how I run my Space Marines, much like Tau. I actually run a lot of Devastators and tanks and things of that nature. So this Dreadnought would probably run as a roadblock for my army. Maybe even taking away precious points away from my Daredeo and his 5+ invulnerable bubble, and my Gilliman bubble, which sits right in front of him, and gives them all an invo save of 5+, while simultaneously allowing them to reroll hits and wounds. So this guy would be wildly out of position for me. But I digress. That's how I run Space Marines. I always want to read that as Baltavarius Tarvak. Belisarius Call designed the tactical warsuit from a stripped-down Redemptor Dreadnought chassis. In practice, this translates to a beefy profile that can take a real beating before the characteristics begin to degrade. Even then, it is still a significant threat. Ooh. Okay, so this thing has a 10-inch movement with the advance of D6, so let's say 13-inch movement. It gets to start 9 inches away. Why would you not take this with White Scars? I would honestly take 3 of these if I was running White Scars. I would also take a lot of close combat Marines, and I'd maybe actually take this in Blood Angels. This is where this thing would shine, is assault armies, but not long-range support armies like I'm used to running. Okay, so it has a strength of 7, toughness of 6. Toughness 6 is a little bit eh. A lot of things wound toughness 6 pretty easily. Wounds 13, that's really good. 4 attacks, 8 leadership, which isn't great. 3 plus save. I'd prefer, honestly, it should have a 4 plus save, but I digress. It is power armor anyway. We will talk about this hideous design in just a minute. We'll probably just jump over to my Twitter for that, because I have a picture up there that will, make this a whole lot better. You should follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Useless plug here. Anyway, unlike yada yada yada, this wasn't created merely to act as bulwark, provided yada yada yada, fire support, and devastating melee potential. You're not using a Dreadnought for devastating melee potential unless it's a Death Company Dreadnought. I'm sorry to say that, or a Leviathan. And even with the Leviathan, you want dual guns. Dreadnoughts want dual guns. Like, that's why you see mortis pattern Dreadnoughts and not regular Dreadnoughts. Or you see a useful Dreadnought doing it, like a Librarian Dreadnought is your dedicated close combat unit. But even the Ironclad Dreadnought, which was originally supposed to be our close combat Dreadnought, you run him with Hurricane Bolter and a Meltagun or a Flamethrower. And then you realize that you're running a Ironclad Dreadnought over, like, any other better Dreadnought unit. Anyway, I digress. When you set up this model during deployment, it can set up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from the enemy's deployment zone and any enemy models. Okay, so that begs the question, who deploys their concealed positions first? What if your opponent has a scout or has a unit with a similar ability? Is it a roll-off? You should probably clarify that in this rule. That would be amazing, GW. Rules clarification is always important. But I digress. I would like to see this on Sisters of Battle, like the Penitent Engine. I think would be really cool, considering that they can run really fast. We're not even going to talk about this thing being a stealth unit, because I can actually explain that by explaining some of the Dark Heresy mechanics to make a giant walker like this completely stealth. Which is really funny that you can turn something as big as a Dreadnought invisible and make it all of its sound completely suppressed into an isolated bubble. That all exists in the 40k universe. If you want to know more, please comment down below, and we will get you a list of the items from Dark Heresy, which is the role-playing game. We will list all the items to make a Dreadnought quiet. Okay. Fragstorm grenade launcher. I always love the name of Fragstorm. 2 Iron Hail Heavy Stubbers and Heavy Bolter Sidearm. Sidearm, it's a pistol. I love that. Which you can shoot by a pistol. Anyway, so let's take a look at its cannon. 12-inch range, which you now know that it needs to start close. Heavy 2d6, really good. Strength 5, AP minus 1 damage. This is a twin heavy flamer. When resolving attacks made with this weapon, do not make a hit roll. It automatically scores a hit. So you could do some funny things with this, like give it the tactical doctrine that adds 3 inches to its range. So you have a 15-inch in order to do this, but 12 inches is good. It works. It's satisfying. You know, you hit really easily, especially if you're doing things along the nature of White Scars. You spend the command point, make it able to fire its heavy weapon after advancing, and then make it able to charge. Because it has, what, a 10-inch movement? Yeah, 10-inch movement plus d6, which is 3, so 13-inch movement. This thing's getting right into opponents' characters, opponents' lines. Your opponent's definitely going to have to put cultists or sacrificial units in front. And I do apologize about the neighbor mowing his lawn. He's been mowing his lawn for 4.5 hours now, even though he has less than an acre of land. But I digress. Alternatively, if you're looking for support your forces with some yada yada yada, you can get this. The twin Iron Hail autocannons, which are 48 inches, which I don't know why you would give this thing this weapon. It's neat, but not great. If I'm going to do a autocannon build for a Dreadnought, I'm going to stick 2 twin autocannons on a Dreadnought and put them in the back as a mortis and just fire. That way I get a couple of shots. Not as many as this, but still. Actually, I think I get more. I think it's 16 shots. So yeah, 16 shots with it. So this weapon, in my opinion, is not that great. Enemy transport vehicles and walkers will be shredded in... No, you use melta guns to shred transport vehicles and walkers. Invictor Fist. Hey, Victor has a fist. Strength 14, AP minus 3, 3 damage, flat. No abilities, no negatives, no nothing. So this is actually pretty decent. And it's a fist. Like, what do you expect? So this is going to be the primary weapon on this thing, and I kind of wish it can take 2 power fists. I think that would be even better. If it can gain an additional attack, I would take that. Or it would take the weapon that automatically hits. I don't know why you wouldn't take that. It is better to take a weapon that auto hits versus a weapon that has to roll to hit. If you really want to put the fear of the Emperor into the heart of your opponents via the medium of an... Yeah, whatever. Nothing really here. Run 3 of them. It's going to tell you White Scars, Advance and Charge, Black Templar, Reroll Charge, and Space Wolves plus 1 to hit with 5 attacks. You get the +1 attack anyway, so I don't know why you would take it with Space Wolves. That seems like kind of a waste. Space Wolves are in the doghouse right now. They are not good. They are barking up the wrong tree. Insert other dog puns here about them not being that good. They've been neutered. Their codex definitely needs some work, or to be put down. Alright, I swear I'm done with the dog puns. I found them to be really rough anyway. Sorry, I'm sorry. Run them with Blood Angels, run them with White Scars, run them with Black Templar. You want them with assault armies. You don't want them with a long-range suppression force like I do. You want them with, yeah. You could run them with Ultramarines, though I kind of think that they're a waste in Ultramarines. They're there, they're okay, they can retreat and still shoot, but at the same time, you're not taking advantage of any real thing that they can do. So keep that in mind. You're going to want the Assault Doctrine up for them. That's just going to be a go-to thing. Oh my god, it looks so silly. Look at how unhappy he is. Like, can I actually zoom in? No, if you zoom in on this page, it actually messes it up. It gets bigger if you don't zoom in. But look at this guy's face. Look at this grumpy guy. He is not... He looks so silly. Look at how unhappy and how silly the bolt gun looks in his hand. Oh my god, I'm sorry. He definitely needs an immediate hug. And what better way than with a Warsuit to hug him forever. Oh my god, it's so silly looking. But I will say this. This model is extremely effective. Like, I can't get over how good this model is. Like, that's a thing. I wish these were flamethrowers that you could sub out his nipple guns for. But it looks like it's the Iron Hail Heavy Stubbers for that. There's the flamethrower. There's his hilarious gun. That is hilarious. He also has his missiles up top. His frag assault launchers. I do like the new legs. I think the new legs are really cool. They're less armored and more sleek. I think that's pretty cool. Only having 1 drum in here for ammunition means that this gun only has about 300 to 400 shots. So maybe it has more in there. So there's the autocannon, there's the flamer. You'll be able to pre-order the Invictus Warsuit whenever we can fix our website. Now, going over this, I wouldn't take him with Crimson Fist. I wouldn't. I take him with Black Templar. Black Templar makes it pretty good. Okay. I wouldn't make it with this, though. There is. I would take Dreadnoughts with the Imperial Fist Tactical Doctrine. Especially like las cannon dreadnoughts to deny cover, so mortis dreadnoughts just ripping apart enemies, and 2 carries assault cannon contemptor dreadnoughts ripping apart enemies would be really nice. I don't know if the contemptor can fit in a drop pod. Drop pods are actually now pretty decent, so keep that in mind. They can deep strike turn 1, which makes them really good. I wouldn't take them with Ultramarines. It just seems like a waste of points. Especially being what Ultramarines actually do on the battlefield. They are more of a long-range army than a close-range army. I would definitely take it with White Scars. If you are going to field it, White Scars seem to be the best in my opinion. Moving in. Raven Guard, not really. I wouldn't even bother, especially being that it is a close combat unit. Raven Guard are really good for long range combat. Salamanders could be useful, but not really. You can reroll that punch, which is kind of good. You can also get rid of that -1, which is also decent for its armor. So that could actually be pretty decent. Salamanders can be pretty decent because a lot of light arms fire will bounce off of the thing. Iron Hands is another one that's actually pretty decent for keeping it alive, but at 6 wounds I wouldn't bother. I would actually use Iron Hands if I was taking like multiple Land Raiders. So that's a thing. But then again, I would only take Land Raiders with Ultramarines as their vehicles can back up and still fire. And I know there's one more thing that I'm forgetting where I have to go through was it Scions of Guilliman that had it in it where it talked about the doctrines? No, it wasn't. I haven't done a review of these either. That model looks so bad. Anyway, let's go back. Oh wow, I actually forgot which one it's in. Was it? No, that's the painting guide. Wasn't... I forget which one it's in, but I would use the Tactical Doctrine. Now, if you want this model to actually look cool, we're going to jump over to Twitter real quick. Really fast. We're going to jump over to mine. Boop. Okay. This is how you make this thing look cool. Right here. Boom. It looks much better. It looks 100 times better than the other one. And, like, if you are going to build this, build it with a Dreadnought carapace over it. Don't have the baby guy in there. He looks silly. It looks stupid. This looks 100 times cooler, in my opinion. So keep that in mind if you want to convert this guy up. So, popping back. Anything else that I would like to say about this is if you are going to take one, take 3. I don't think it's actually good as a unit of 1. It's going to get gunned down too quickly. But 3 of them in a White Scars detachment is going to be insane. So there's that. Anyway, guys, I want to hear your thoughts, your strategies, your tactics that you want to use on this model. I don't want to hear whether or not you think it's stupid because we already know the answer to that. I want to hear your tactics for taking this model and how you would run it yourself. So if you are going to tell me, please tell me in the comments in the comment section down below, which is like right over there. Yeah. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel, which should be over here. Be sure to ring that stupid bell thingy because YouTube only likes to show you my videos when you ring that bell, which is idiotic and makes subscribing to channels kind of pointless. But I digress. Make sure you ring that bell, which is over here. Subscribe to the channel. And check out all the links in the description down below. You can follow me on all sorts of social media like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. I post a lot of selfies and projects that don't make it to the channel. I post on there. You can also follow me on Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to help supporting the channel. It keeps my content flowing and keeps my belly fed. And I like food, especially Chinese food. Like, that's my favorite type of food. Like, I know it's not actual Chinese food, but I can go into a giant rant about that too. Anyway, guys, tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.